One of the topics on which I was longing to make a video on, and I wanted to talk about it, was the concept of existence of God. Something that is really spreading nowadays is atheism, where people believe that God doesn't exist. When I started my work on comparative religion, one of the things that really made things difficult for me in the start was to prove the existence of God, and that caused me to be away from this concept for a very long time. It was only until when I started pondering upon different facts, and after about 2 years of continuous studying and thinking, thoughts and pondering, etc., I devised a theory which talked about the existence of Almighty God. In this video, I actually wanted to share the points that I gathered that I think might have been associated with the concept of God's existence. And I hope so that it's going to help people out there who are still trying to make out that if God is present or not. Firstly, that before I even talked about this, there were people who had already talked about things against atheism. Some of the most important concepts were given by Muslim scholars like Dr. Zakir Naik and engineer Muhammad Ali Mirza, who scientifically tried to prove the existence of God. One of the most important concepts was that proving that if a holy scripture contains no scientific contradictions, it is acceptable, and if it talks about the existence of God, then God should exist. The other concept was given by engineer Muhammad Ali Mirza, where he claimed that by using the concept of entropy and the second law of thermodynamics, he proposed that explosion like the Big Bang, it couldn't have caused such stability of the existence of this universe, the world itself, and there should have been some external power who caused the existence of all of this. It is pretty much logical, as we can see that different creatures living upon the earth, the DNA, how the DNA is arranged and stuff, etc., and how perfectly each human being is made, how perfectly they grow, how perfectly the things are arranged, the mountains, everything, etc., and everything in this world. There's a big list of all of this, which I cannot tell everything over here, but yet it is pretty clear that such stability cannot be caused without the interference of any external power. Yet, just to make it a bit more scientific, and those people who claim that we believe in scientific minds, we are scientific minds, we believe in science, more clear, I'm gonna mention the things that I pointed out over here. Now, what I believe is that I want you all to consider the concept of matter and time. This universe consists of two major things. One of which is mass, matter, of which me, you, and everything around you is made of. And the second thing is time. The concept of matter and time has always been a source of argument among scientists, among physicists, and similarly, the one of the most important questions, the most strangest questions in the world of physics, is probably the existence of the universe before the Big Bang. One of the most important questions that scientists and the physicists around the world are currently pondering upon is that what was there before the Big Bang? There are different theories, that relate to this, which include some people, they claim that there was a universe before the Big Bang, like continuous explosions, like there's going to be a big crunch and then another Big Bang, etc., and etc. So there are different theories, which is I'm not, we have a time limit. I cannot make extremely long videos, so that different people can, we need people to at least listen the videos till then. So it is not possible for me to just tell everything over here at the moment. But yet, the point that we want to make sure of is that there are different theories which tell that what was there before the Big Bang, but none of them, give 100% surety. What I believe about the concept of the universe before the Big Bang is that we know that everything has a vice versa reaction. If something is happening, the vice versa of it needs to be true as well. let us consider that if I'm going to throw a ball downwards, it's going to move down, and if I'm going to throw a ball upwards, it's going to move up. Similarly, mathematically, we all know that every the opposite of everything need to be true as well. Whenever a reaction or something happens, the opposite of that, the vice versa of that, needs to be true as well. So now I want you guys to consider that we as matter, as mass, are continuously moving, we are growing, and everything is happening, everything's evolving, the air is moving, human beings are growing, everything is happening, the animals are growing, the animals are moving, the human beings are moving. I want you guys to consider that automatically or somehow the time stops. Now, if the time stops automatically, it is very clear, and the human mind can easily perceive that automatically the matter, the mass will also stop moving. So it means that stopping time will stop the motion of matter as well. So the vice versa of this should also be true. That is, the stopping the motion of mass or stopping the motion of matter would stop the motion of time as well. According to the theory of time, we came to know there is a proposition that time is composed of small particles called chronons, which are moving linear. Although there are theories of time particles moving in different manners, but yet the most accepted, what I believe, is that they are moving linear. And we although there are theories resulting referring to time slips, etc., but yet normally we have not experienced anything like that. But so it is, I guess, better accepted that everything is moving linear. So if stopping the time will stop the motion of matter, similarly stopping matter or mass will automatically should automatically stop the motion of time as well. And it is very clear to us that matter and time are two separate entities. And according to the Big Bang theory, everything is continuously expanding. And the expansion isn't a theory, we have already observed it, that the universe, the galaxies, and everything is moving away from us. So it is really clear that everything is expanding. Now I want you guys to consider that if these things are expanding, there should have been a time when they started to evolve from something. So now I want you guys to consider that all of that is going backwards. The expanding matter is moving backward, the expanding time is moving backwards. So when they'll be moving backwards and backwards and backwards, a time will come as matter and time are two separate entities. So matter will be separated and time will be separated. Now, as we proposed before, that stopping time will stop the motion of matter and stopping matter will stop the motion of time. If matter and time will get completely separate, logically the universe should not exist, because it is, as I said before, matter and time are two different entities. And if they'll be moving backwards, so it is logically accepted that there will be a time in the universe, if we keep on moving backwards, when matter will be separate and time will be separate. So now, if matter and time are going to be separate, so logically there should be no expansion, and logically there should be no existence of the universe, as matter needs time to expand and time needs matter to expand. So matter do not have time and time do not have matter at that point of time, at that point in time, or time does not even exist at that point. So that at that point of the existence of the universe, matter is separate and time is completely separate. So at that particular time, matter is completely, it is clear that matter is dependent upon time to move, and time is dependent upon matter to move. If at that time matter is separate and time is separate, so logically nothing is moving, and the universe should not exist. So logically, if we consider that particular point in the formation of the universe as we see it now, it should not exist. You and I should not exist. The phone on which I'm recording this video should not exist. The cars and everything around us, none of this should exist. But now, as we are looking at all of this around here, and you guys are looking at me making this video, it is really clear that the universe did form and time and matter did merge. So now the main question arises that how did all of this happen? The only logical explanation for this is that there should have been some entity, something that was independent of matter, that was independent of time, that caused all of this to happen. This particular entity, or whatever it was, is referred as God. This is what we refer as God. Now the point is that you guys cannot call God as matter or time, because logically he should have been independent of that. And similarly, according to E equals mc square, it is clear that matter is interconvertible to energy, and energy is interconvertible to matter. So if God cannot be matter, he cannot be energy as well. So there are some concepts where they refer to God as an energy or something. So God cannot be an energy. Neither can God be an energy, nor can God be matter, and nor can God be anything related to time. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, in Surah Al-Anbiya, chapter number 21, verse number 30, that don't the disbelievers see that the heavens and the earth were a joint entity, then we cleft them asunder, or then we separated them. So it is. So this is the particular time in the formation of the universe that is God referring to. That when the heavens and the earth were joined, that is the matter was together and the time was together. So only the particular entity that was independent of matter, that was independent of time, caused all of this to happen. And this particular entity is referred as God. So what I believe is that the point that whoever caused all of it to happen is actually God. And now the concept of monotheism or the concept of polytheism is a separate discussion. It isn't to be discussed over here. What I was trying to prove over here was that the particular entity who caused this universe to form, who caused matter and time to gather together and hence cause the expansion, is referred as God. So what? So under the definition, so according to this point, which I believe, I'm a human being and I can make mistakes. If any of you listening to this video or have any type of problems with this concept, they can of course talk to me about it. We are present on Instagram as Islamic Bonding Foundation, on TikTok as IP Foundation, and on YouTube as Islamic Bonding Foundation. Of course, you guys can message me and we can discuss about it in detail. As I am a human being, I can make mistakes. But all I wanted to refer over here was that God should logically exist, and the particular entity that caused matter and time to merge together and cause the expansion is referred as God. So the definition of God revolves around that particular concept. And as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, and I mentioned it before as well, in Surah Al-Anbiya, chapter number 21, verse number 30, that don't the disbelievers see that the heavens and the earth were a joint entity, then we separated them, then we cleft them asunder. So that, but as I'm giving the explanation of the verse, so that particular entity who caused all of this to happen, who caused the matter and time to merge together and hence caused the expansion, is God, under the definition of God. So I hope that anybody who needed a scientific explanation of the existence of God, I hope that the points that I referred over here should have been enough. JazakAllah. And if you guys have any issues or any problems regarding this theory or regarding what I said, please feel free to message me. And we are always available on Instagram as Islamic Bonding Foundation and on TikTok as IP Foundation. JazakAllah. It really means a lot.